Hi, good evening to all. Today we are going to look at an important topic of OB or organizational behavior. The topic is the methods to deal with the resistance to change or the managing resistance to change. What do you mean by resistance to change? An organization brings a lot of changes for the better improvement. That time some of the managers or the individuals or the employees resist to that change. It's called resistance to change. Cotter and the Schlesinger in 1979 identified six general approaches to handling resistance. They are as follows. These guys have proposed the six general approaches to how to handle the resistance in the point of organizational view. Organization view. The first one is education and communication. If you communicate properly about the change, we can reduce the resistance. Resistance can be reduced through communication and help them to visualize the logic of a change. We have to explain about the changes to the employees in logical way and what are the benefits are going to receive the employees in detailed manner that we have to explain. We have to communicate to the individuals. Resistance can be expected if the nature of the change is not made clear to the individual who's going to be affected by change. We need to explain about the change and the nature of the change to the employee, to the individual, and we have to make it clear if the change that comes into the organization, there is a no affected the factors are there. If employees are aware of the facts, automatically their misunderstanding gets cleared up. We need to make you more awareness of that change. Different people see different meanings in a proposed change because human beings are heterogeneous. They have different opinions and thought process. So we need to know. We need to the change in our point of view, but we need to make the individual to see to see those things in different meanings. People may distort the information if they see discomfort and threats in their past work situation. It is now explained about the changes which come into the organization through which the employees face a lot of discomforts and threats. It's given by the existing employees to the new employees. The next one is a participation. It is the involvement of the individual who resist changes in the decision making process. It is usually involved in the decision making process. At that time some of the employees resist to changes. It becomes difficult for them to resist change as they have participated in decision making, because they have also participated in the decision making. So now if they have participated in the decision making, they cannot resist that change because their opinion also is going to execute in the decisions. The next one is facilitation and support. The change agents can offer counseling, new skills, training when the employee fears and anxiety are high. If an employee expects a lot of discomforts under them, and they resist the changes are the high. That time the organization offer counseling and new skills to overcome that resistance. This would help in reducing the resistance to change. It is expensive and the results are uncertain. Why it is so? Because we need to now conduct a lot of a program to explain those individuals what are the benefits of the change. So we need to spend a lot of money now for that program. And we cannot say exactly the employees now overcome the resistance. The next one is negotiations. Negotiation means the interaction between employees and the managers or leaders who brought there is a change. Potential resistance to change that can be dealt with through negotiations. We can overcome resistance through negotiations also. We can handle the resistance through negotiations also. A specific reward package may be negotiated that will meet their individual needs. We can offer a good reward package to the individuals. Then only they will accept the change. It is not uncertain. It is uncertain because every employee is told to accept the reward package. It depends on their individual mindset. If the resistance is centered in a few powerful individuals, there is possibility of being blackmailed by others. For example, the manager is the resistor of that organization. He will blackmail their subordinates as if they are going to support that change the manager will take a sort of actions against their subordinates. The next one is the manipulation and the cooperation. It seeks to buy off the leaders of a resistance group by giving them a key role in the change decisions. It means the leaders manipulated their subordinates by offering lot of rules in the changing decision. If the individuals are alert, the change agent's credibility may drop to zero. If the individual does not accept the change or alert about the manipulation, the leader's effort will become zero. Next, in the coercion, the organization as a last resort can apply direct threats on the resistors to make them ready to accept the proposed change. As above methods did not succeed as a last result the management directly threats the employees to accept the proposed change. Coercion is the application of threats of push upon resistance. Coercion means its application which forces upon against the resistors. Example of coercion: threats of transfer, loss of promotion, negative performance evaluation, poor report on performance and dissatisfactory recommendation, etc. It's all the tools of coercion to accept the proposed change against individuals. Thank you. We will see you again with another session. Until then, stay tuned, stay blessed. Bye.